Sarawak on the island of Borneo is famous for its longhouses, for its beautiful, colorful tribes, its rich history, its incredible dense rainforests. But in this episode, let's explore Sarawak's food. I hope you enjoy. This episode of Street Food Journeys features an interview by Astro Malaysia, one of the people behind Sarawak eatery Kedey Kamek, about Laksa Sarawak. Masters of Malaysian Cuisine's vegan chef Dave shows us how to make a vegan version of Laksa Sarawak. Yours truly makes tomato Kway Teow Sarawak, a tomato sauce-based fried noodle dish. Shaukani Abbas with places to visit in Sarawak. The JetLag warriors try Sarawak food. Emma Symonds visits an Iban longhouse and tries some exotic Sarawak dishes. And our MOMC chefs and community members answer the question, what dishes do you think of when you think of Sarawak? Award-winning Malaysian tour guide Shaukani Abbas has spent decades taking tour groups around different parts of Malaysia. He joins us to talk about some of the places we absolutely should visit when in Sarawak. Shaukani, great to have you back. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
So tell me about Sarawak. You know, I was only in Kuching and I was only there for 3 days, so I didn't see a lot of Sarawak at all. So tell me what it's like and where we should go.
Okay, Jackie. I have compiled a short list of Sarawak attractions based on my experience traveling in this part of Sarawak. And Sarawak is located on the island of Borneo. It's the largest state in Malaysia with an area of 1,224,000 square kilometer, but their population is very small, around 2.5 million people. But it's made up of a multicultural mix of 27 ethnic group. Is it 27 is quite interesting, yeah.
Wow.
And if you go there, you can visit them. All kinds of food they are cooking there, right? And tourist attraction not only can be found in Kuching, it also can be found in other towns in Sarawak like Miri, Sibu, and Bintulu, right? But in Kuching, you should follow the Kuching Heritage Trail, yeah. Among the attraction that you visit and see are Fort Margareta, yeah, today house Brooke Museum, constructed in 1878 by Charles Brooke, the second Raja of Sarawak. Then, not to be missed, Sarawak State Museum. Or you can just experience to cross the Sarawak River by the ferry called Tambang Boat, something like a gondola. It's very, very interesting. And in the evening, you can visit the waterfront, right? For evening stroll with many eateries there, a lot of stalls there, and a good city view. And or you can cross the Sarawak River via the Darul Hana Bridge, a Kuching landmark, which is S-shaped footbridge, right? So this is very interesting. You can do that, but although there's a lot of things there, but this is recommended. Okay, or you can go outskirts of Kuching. A must visit is a Sarawak Culture Village, a 40-minute drive from Kuching. It is a living museum where you can encounter all the ethnic groups in Sarawak. If you like wildlife, go to Semengo Wildlife Center. It's a rehab center for wildlife, especially the orangutan. Yeah, it's a home to the colony of semi-wild orangutan who are trained and used to human encounter. They spend most of their time roaming in the forest, but are trained to get back to the center during feeding time. You can go to Miri, another town, you have to fly there or drive there to visit the Gunung Mulu National Park, which is number one attraction of Sarawak. It is UNESCO heritage site, which include the world's biggest chamber there. Humongously biggest cave chamber.
Oh, right. Okay,
That's very
sure.
interesting. And then near there, there's Nia National Park with the biggest cave entrance in Borneo. Yep, that exists over 40,000 years of human settlement there. They found uh, paintings of it's old painting it exists 40,000 years ago, and it offers jungle walk, Iban longhouse there, and cave experience. So these are the things you should consider if you happen to be in Sarawak. There's a lot of things there.
All right.
Yep.
Well, thank you very much for this, Shaukani. Good to see you as
Okay.
always.
Okay.
Okay,
Bye.
I'll see you later. Ciao. Sharina Kushairi Kushna, who's from the Malaysian Diplomatic Corps in Germany, tells us what she thinks of when she thinks of Sarawak food.
Hello everyone, hi, hello from Frankfurt, Germany. My name is Sharina and I've been residing in Frankfurt for almost 3 years with my husband, Awang Hafifuddin, who's attached to the Malaysian consulate, and our 22 months old son, Aiden. Both my husband and I are Sarawakian, so we hold very, very closely to our heritage and culture, and we try to bring it everywhere we go, especially in the form of its food. We would both agree that our ultimate favorite and the thing that we miss most would be our own Laksa Sarawak. We remember growing up looking forward to our weekends just to have our Laksa Sarawak breakfast, and that sort of binds the whole family together. We watch people from all races enjoy their Laksa Sarawak, and that just demonstrates how united we are through our Laksa Sarawak actually. So gradually when we moved over to Putrajaya, we hosted our families and friends and served Laksa Sarawak, and it became everyone's favorite too. And eventually when we came here, we have also served it to our fellow Malaysians over here and also to our international guests from elsewhere. Also, another thing that I'd like to highlight that would be my favorite and I miss most would be our cake lapis or layer cakes. Honestly, it feels a bit inadequate celebrating Hari Raya, especially without the presence of the vibrant and colorful cake lapis on your table spread. It just shows how artistic and how creative the Sarawakians can be, and how cake lapis has evolved over the years. It's just amazing with new colors and new flavors and even new trending names. I hope MOMC, together with everyone else all around the world, would continue on promoting Malaysia and also its food wherever you are, and put Malaysia in the world map more significantly. Thank you.
Vegan chef Dave is one of the founding members of Masters of Malaysian Cuisine, and he's on a mission to create vegan versions of Malaysia's popular hawker dishes. Here he shows us how to make vegan Laksa Sarawak, including the laksa paste.
Hi guys, Wanakkam, Salam Sejahtera, Tatiahau. I'm Chef Dave from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I'm a vegan chef, so today I want to do a vegan version of Sarawak Laksa. Actually, I born in Sibu, Sarawak, so I feel there's some connection with Sarawak, and so today I want to share with you guys how to make that Sarawak Laksa. Hope you guys will enjoy that. So for making Sarawak Laksa, actually there are a few things that we have to take into concern. So the first thing is we have to make the paste for the Sarawak Laksa. So when you're making paste, you can make in a large batch and then keep in your refrigerator and freeze them, or chill them and can use for the future. But if let's say you just want to make a small portion, it's still up to you. You can make it, and the ingredient basically you can get everywhere you are, like in different part of the world, you're still able to get all these ingredients. So let's see. For making the paste, we have fresh ingredient as well as the dry ingredient. So for the dry ingredient, we have to dry toast them in a pan, and then we have to grind them into powder. So I have groundnut here, I have sesame seed, and then I have fennel seed, I have cumin, I have coriander seed. Okay, so all these are 1 teaspoon, and both of these is about 2 tablespoons or 3 tablespoons, like that will do. Okay, and the fresh ingredient we have here is we have some red onion, we have some chili, we have some galangal, we have some lemongrass as well as garlic, and a bit of about 1.5 inch of vegetarian belacan. Okay, belacan basically is a shrimp paste, but it's a vegan version, so it's made from fermented soybean. Okay, but this fermented soybean they make into a paste, so it smells like belacan. So if let's say you couldn't get vegan or vegetarian belacan in where you are living in, you can use vegetarian oyster sauce, or else you still cannot get vegetarian oyster sauce, you can use dried shiitake mushroom, make them into powder. You can add them, about 1 teaspoon will do. The function of it is just to give you some umami into your vegan version of Sarawak laksa. Okay, so we do the first part. Okay, so for dry toast, I just just use a pan. So first thing first, I will put in the peanuts first because it's bigger in size and will take some time to toast it. So just make sure you toast it evenly. So once it's halfway done, we can add in the rest of the things like cumin seed, fennel seed, as well as the coriander seed, and as well as this sesame seed. Okay, and then just keep dry toast them together until it's a bit like golden brown. Then you can just stop them and transfer them into a bowl. Okay, after a while you guys will see it start to become a bit golden brown. So now it's time to off the fire and then immediately transfer them into a pan or a bowl, so that the heat from the pan doesn't continue cooking them. Okay, so just let it to cool down. Okay, now you can add in all these fresh ingredients that you want to grind them into paste. So the chilies, garlic, galangal, and the vegetarian belacan, onion, and also the candle nut. Everything just go into a blender. Instead of adding water, just use some oil. Okay, just use about half cup of oil to blend this together. Okay, now we can blend the dry ingredient once it's cooled down. Okay, once we blend like this, we can just put it in a bowl first. Okay guys, so once our fresh ingredient already grind into a paste and also the powder also done, so we can start making. So just turn on your wok or your pan, whatever it is you have, and then just add this in. So it doesn't have to add any oil because just now when you blend you already add oil, so it doesn't have to add any oil. And this one just keep, later you just rinse it and add on into the paste afterwards. Okay, now just cook this. You have to saute this until the oil separates from the paste. As you can see, after a few seconds the oil start to floating. So this is the best time where you can add in your powder spices. Okay, just add in and let them cook together. Okay, let them cook together. You have to cook this for at least about 20 minutes. If you have more time, half an hour with slow fire, that will be even great. At this point you can smell the amazing aroma from all the spices. Okay, so you just have to keep stirring this. As you can see, the color of the paste will getting darker and darker. When you cook to a certain point, you will realize the paste doesn't stick anymore to the wok. That means it's perfectly cooking. Let it be a bit darker. Okay, now can add in the water just now. So our paste is getting darker and darker. This is what we want. We want the paste to really become really dark brown color. It's time to turn off your wok and scoop your paste out. So just let it cool down first before we continue. Before we move into finishing of the laksa, we have to cook the noodle. Strain the water. Okay, and just can leave it one side. Our paste is done. Our noodle is done. Once condiment is done, then we're going to finish our laksa. Just add this tofu in a hot oil and deep fry them. I use tofu to replace the egg. I'm going to add some oyster mushroom into the hot boiling water and just blanch them. Once the mushroom is done, we can scoop it out. Bean sprout, just blanch will do. Don't let it cook too long. Doesn't want to overcook them. We want to taste the crunchy texture when we eat. It's fried perfectly fine, so we can scoop out the tofu as well. Okay, now we're going to add in our laksa paste. Normal to have a bit oily. We're going to add in about a liter of water and just let this to mix well with the water. We're going to slice them up, just thinly slice them, and then the mushroom that we blanched just now, we can just shredded them. It's kind of like a replacement for the chicken lah. So once it starts to boil, I'm going to add tofu puff. So I'm adding about 5 tofu puff, 1 cup of coconut cream or coconut milk. Just give a good stir. So I'm using a bit of brown sugar here. Okay, so this is a beautiful Sarawak laksa soup. This is a layer of oil. This is what we want. Okay, once like this is considered done. Okay, so now we're going to assemble our laksa. Just add in some rice noodle here. So now we're going to add in some tofu, some mushrooms, some bean sprout, calamansi lime, some coriander leaf, some red chili, some tofu puff, and then we're going to add the soup. Voila. So now you can enjoy this beautiful bowl of laksa as you wish. So this is how simple and easy you can make a vegan version of Sarawak laksa. So I hope you guys really enjoy today's section with me, and hope you guys if you're interested to find out more vegan Malaysian plant-based food or Malaysian vegan food and all that, always welcome to my page, Chef Dave Vegan Journey. So you guys will see a lot of amazing Malaysian recipes. Okay, so till then, goodbye, have a wonderful day, bye.
Hi everyone, my name is Kelly and I'm from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Today I would like to share with you my favorite Sarawak cuisine. When it comes to Sarawak food, kolok mee immediately springs into mind. In its most basic form, it's a dish of slightly curly, springy noodles tossed with seasonings of pork lard, shallot oil, soy sauce, pepper and vinegar, and then finishes off with toppings of char siu, which is barbecue pork, ground pork, fried shallot, and green onion. The second dish that comes to mind is Sarawak laksa. It is indeed a very comforting dish, especially on a cold rainy day.
The JetLag warriors had the opportunity to sample some Sarawak food while staying in their apartment in Malaysia. Here's what they think.
So this one is the Sarawak laksa. Let me see.
I mean, it looks yummy,
You got like
but it's just fish soup.
fried egg, some chicken meat,
A
lime, and shrimp or prawn.
What I would call rice noodle
Rice noodles.
with bean sprouts.
Yeah.
And some green guys on top.
Cilantro.
Anyway, without further ado, let's start with Sarawak laksa.
Okay, Sarawak.
Dun, 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 dun. Are you nervous, Iban? Are you nervous on my behalf? Okay.
I am.
First question: spoon or fork? What's my strategy? I'm gonna do it wrong, and they're all gonna hate me in the comments. Learn how to eat, man. Let's do broth first. Let's do broth first. Okay. Again, the broth looks.
Oh, it looks like it's rich in coconut milk and it has like kind of like sambal red base.
Wow, Ivana.
What?
It tastes like curry, or like tastes like rendang.
Okay, so Sarawak.
It's so good. This is already gonna be a good meal. Oh, all my nervousness washed away.
I'm wondering if Sarawak laksa has fish base then. I
It
think
doesn't
all
taste like
laksa
it.
has
It
fish.
doesn't taste like it. It's a bit spicy. It's kind of curry-like. I mean, you can see the orange oil dots in there.
Right.
Delicious. 2 for 2.
Yes.
Let's go for this one, Ivana. This is called Kolo.
Kolok. Mee kolok.
Beef.
Yeah, this one is with beef. With sambal. Mix it. And it comes with this kuah.
Now, in my head, I would pour the soup into the bowl of noodles. Is this wrong?
I think it's up to you. I like it separate.
Okay.
I like my noodle dry.
Fair enough.
I don't like wet noodles.
You're a dry noodle kind of girl.
This is really nice. I think out of all these 3 meals, right now mee kolok is my favorite. It's really good.
Really?
So good.
Hi all, my name is Lynn. I'm from Sarawak. So whenever I think of Sarawak, dishes in that comes from Sarawak, I can think of Sarawak laksa and kolo mee, and the fishy smell, because a lot of the Sarawak dishes are mainly like seafood, prawns.
Tomato Kway Teow is a tomato sauce-based rice noodle dish which intrigued me because of its use of ketchup. I decided to have a go at making it in my kitchen here in Sydney. So I'm going to have a go at making a Sarawak tomato Kway Teow. Noah wants to eat some noodles. I've never tried it myself, but it uses tomato ketchup. Noah loves ketchup, and the recipe itself is not too different to the Kway Teow Siram, which is a noodle, fried rice noodle dish with sauce over it, okay, except it's got ketchup in it. So let's have a go. Okay, so I've got some ingredients here. First of all, the noodles. Okay, this is what they call Kway Teow in Malaysia, but unfortunately I couldn't get the wide cut noodles here in Australia. You can buy these at your Asian grocery store, and usually they're cut narrow or wide. So these are cut narrow, so we're going to use that. And some Chinese greens, and typically it seems based on my research that they use choy sum. This is not choy sum, this is what we call gailan, or Chinese broccoli, okay, but it shouldn't matter too much. Now, you can use other types of noodles. You can use egg noodles and deep fry them, okay, to make it a crispy noodle dish. But if you're using Kway Teow, you would want to actually pan fry the Kway Teow first with some soy, okay? And based on my research, a lot of people seem to use kicap manis, which is sweet soy sauce. I'm going to use thick soy sauce, which is kicap pekat, which is similar to kicap manis but darker and less sweet, okay? The reason I'm using this is because this thing is going to have a fair bit of tomato ketchup in it, and the ketchup is sweet, and I didn't want to overwhelm this dish with too much sweetness, okay? Another thing we're using is some oyster sauce, and I'm going to throw in some chicken powder and also some cornstarch as well to thicken up the sauce. Okay, so let's have a go at this. So cornstarch and some pepper. Sarawak pepper, ideally, if you have Sarawak pepper, since we are actually cooking something from Sarawak. Sarawak pepper is among the best pepper in the world. Okay, so just heating this up. I'm going to add a little bit of oil to this. If you're using a wok and a high pressure burner, this will be a lot faster, okay? You'll be able to just flash fry the noodles and scorch it, but we're just using a dinky little camping stove here, so it may be a little of a struggle. Oh, we need some garlic as well, okay? So we've got some fresh garlic on the side, minced fresh garlic. Get it hot enough so that it starts smoking a little bit, so that it sizzles. In some parts of the world, kicap manis is more readily available. Let's see, this is thicker. You see how long it's taking to pour out, okay? Okay. Cook the garlic. I like a fair bit of garlic. And we're going to add the protein, which is some prawns that I've peeled, and some fish cakes, alright, or fish balls that I've sliced up. And I've got some chicken as well. This is just a poached chicken leg. And now you can add water, or you can add chicken stock. I do have some chicken stock, so I'm just going to go and grab some of that, okay? In goes everything else to make the sauce. Bit of oyster sauce, bit of pepper, bit of chicken powder, or you can use salt if you want, and copious amounts of ketchup, okay, and or tomato paste. Also, oops, forgot about the vegetables. Because of the type of vegetables I'm using, which is gailan, I'm going to cook it a little bit longer. Usually Chinese greens don't need that much cooking, okay, but gailan tend to have pretty tough stems, so we're just going to cook it a little bit longer than I otherwise would. Just add a bit more water. I'm just going to cover this quickly. Just adding a bit more chicken stock here. And we're going to prepare some cornstarch or tapioca starch. Yeah? It's just to act as a thickener. We're going to add some cold water to the cornstarch. Or tapioca starch in my case. Cornstarch will make your sauce a bit foggy in color again. Okay, and then just give this a stir before you add it in because it tends to settle pretty quickly. Okay, so as soon as the vegetables are done and the protein obviously, it is done. So let's put that in the noodles and serve this up.
Hi, I'm Charmaine and I'm from Sarawak. So when I'm away from home, the food that I can think about is our cake lapis, of course. We have variety of color, variety of flavor, and variety of layers, of course. We are known for layers. I also think about dabai, our Sarawak laksa, our mi kolog, and umai. Umai is my favorite. Umai, we cut it like a very thin fresh fish and we mix it with calamansi lemon juice, we mix it with onion and chili. And the next one is ayam pansuh. Ayam pansuh is a traditional Iban dish. What ayam pansuh is basically we stuff a chicken, lemongrass, tapioca leaf into a bamboo before we cook it over an open fire. That is all of the food that I can think about. Of course, there is a lot more. So yeah, you guys should try Sarawak dish because it's very nice and you won't regret it. I love Sarawak. Mwah.
My fellow Australian, Emma Symonds, visited Sarawak some time ago and managed to travel to a longhouse to experience the food and the culture. Let's take a look.
So this is the umai, which is cut really thinly. It has got little bones in it, but apparently because of the precision of the guy that's cutting it, I actually won't be able to taste them. And when I get home after, I'll be mixing it with limes, onions and chilli. Can't wait to try it when I get home.
Hi everyone, I'm Meryl from Kuching, Sarawak. When I think of Sarawak, I think of food like kolomi, kway teow, tomato kway teow, midin, buah dabai, and lots of other seafood.
Kedey Kamek, which means my shop in Sarawak, is based in Kuching and it's famous for its Laksa Sarawak. One of its team members, Amir, talks about what makes Laksa Sarawak so unique.
Nama kami Amin. I'm from Miri, Sarawak. Kamek daripada Kedey Kamek, salah seorang yang antara pesidak yang mula-mula set up Kedey Kamek. Selalunya orang dengar laksa Sarawak, dia dengar, tapi dia tahu kedai ni rupa laksa Sarawak, kedai ni rasa laksa Sarawak. Jadi bila dia pergi ke Sarawak, dia coba laksa Sarawak, dia selalu mandang, ni bukan laksa. Sebab apa? Beza laksa Sarawak dengan laksa lain, yang paling utama sekali lah, nombor satu, laksa Sarawak makin mihun. Rempah yang selalu dipakai untuk mengolah laksa Sarawak tu kebanyakannya rempah ratus. Susah kami nak mandah rempah apa yang dipakai sebab nama laksa Sarawak, tapi if kita pergi ke Sarawak, ada perbezaan laksa Sarawak orang Melayu, laksa Sarawak orang Cina. Jadi rempah yang dipakai pun ada sedikit berbeza. Untuk laksa Cina, laksa Sarawak Cina yang lebih kepada belacan dan santan. I wouldn't say one is better than the other because certain people, even kami, hari tu kami mungkin rasa nak makan laksa Sarawak Melayu. Esok kami rasa nak makan laksa Sarawak Cina. For me lah, what makes a good laksa Sarawak is when you cannot identify what's in the laksa, what's in the kuah. Why I say that? Because dalam laksa Sarawak tu kita ada makan santan, kita ada makan rempah, macam-macam rempah. Jadi laksa Sarawak tu bila dimasak, it takes a long time for you to actually cook the laksa. So if certain people bunyinya sih bagus lah, tapi munnya macam nak bergaut nak malah laksa too fast, they make it too fast, then the ingredients don't blend together yet. So bila kita makannya, you can, this is santan, this is rempah ni, this rempah ni. That's when you know that they did not really make it properly because they did not take the time to boil it as long as it should. They did not take the time to tumis benar-benar supaya minyaknya angkat. So bila kita makan, kita kasi tahu apa dalam tu dipakainya. That's when you know that it's good laksa.
Hi guys, I'm Rusmina. I'm currently in Shah Alam, but I am originally from Sarawak. Talking about delicacies, when I think of Sarawak, of course number one is Laksa Sarawak. It's kind of like curry noodles with vermicelli, but it has got this special spicy taste. Then number two is mi Kolo, of course. It's quite similar to wonton noodles in West Malaysia. Last but not least would be rojak sotong, kangkong, and I must have it together with air jagung. Now, the sauce of the rojak is a bit different than what we can find here in West Malaysia. And the air jagung is basically shaved ice with corn, milk and syrup. Very yummy.
Our MOMC chefs Renee Jufrey and Bob Adnan answer the question, what dishes do you think of when you think of Sarawak?
Johari here. So today I would like to share with you my favorites if I think of Sarawak. So I've traveled to Sarawak, tried many dishes in Sarawak, but I would say these are the list that I would like to share with you of my favorites. So list number one will be Laksa Sarawak. So I would say everyone who traveled to Sarawak or remind yourself of Sarawak, for sure this is the top of everyone's list. Okay, second will be mi Kolo. So mi Kolo is one of locals' favorite that must have. Then on my third favorite list will be Umai. Okay, Umai is quite interesting. It's a very refreshing dish. They use local fresh ingredients, what's available during the season, and a must try. Then not forgetting my favorite ingredient or condiment, or the locals would say a dish anyway. It's called buah dabai. Dabai is quite interesting. It's a wild fruit, the size of a dates, very seasonal. When it comes to its season, everyone will rush to the market and get the fresh dabai and have it with their rice, have it with, even some have it with bread or noodle. So, a must-have dabai. Last but not least on the list will be sayur midin. Sayur midin is a wild fern that is very common if you fly to Sarawak or you travel to Sarawak or if you tried a dish from Sarawak. So, it's a must-have dish. So enjoy this list of mine and enjoy travel to Sarawak.
Hi guys, it's me, Chef Bob again. Alright, we're talking about Sarawak food. I was working in Sarawak before, about 6 months to 8 months. I've been travel over there. So I like to have Sarawak food. Is one of, definitely in my mind is a Laksa Sarawak. There are two places that always be there for having the Laksa Sarawak. First at the in town of Sarawak. They call it Teresa Laksa Sarawak. They have a very short corner of cafe in front of Hilton Sarawak over there. They have one corner, and another one is under Mama's Cafe, which is very Mama Cafe or Mom's Cafe, something like that, which is very nice served. Laksa Sarawak. And another one is mi Kolo. Definitely, they have very lots of style of mi Kolo. Sometimes they serve together with daging hitam, which is very full of flavor. Mi Kolo. You can also have it at the Kuching Sarawak. And then the last one is this is little bit different. They call it tomato crispy mee. The taste is a little bit of sweet and sour. It's like Cantonese Kung Fu Chow Chinese style. But they have a seafood, and then also definitely they add the tomato flavor, which is also very nice when you go to Sarawak to have it, this type of food. Alright, enjoy whoever go to Sarawak Bumi Kenyalang. Bye.
Well, that was Sarawak and its food. Clearly, there was so much more we wish we could have covered. Once the borders reopen, we hope to be able to go there and cover it a little bit more extensively. Right. In the meantime, if you want the recipes and all our bonus content, make sure you sign up at malaysianchefs.com/streetfoodjourneys. And I look forward to seeing you again. I'm Jackie M.